My parents told me I shouldn't celebrate my son's graduation because my niece deserved the spotlight. My sister smirked and said, "He's not even that special." That night, I walked away and cut ties. A year later, when they saw I was happier without them, they couldn't stand it. Hey Reddit, I spent 41 years being the overlooked son and thought I'd learn to live with it, until they started treating my kid the same way. Finally, put a stop to it. You know the drill. Grab your popcorn. I'm Bruno, 41, male. Growing up in Ashford, Vermont was like being the warm-up act no one cared to watch. My older sister, Victoria, was the main event. Pageants, top grades, and a smile she used like a tool. I, on the other hand, built computers in the garage and got detention for correcting teachers. The contrast wasn't subtle, it was intentional. When Victoria won Miss Teen Vermont, my parents rented an entire restaurant. When I got a full ride acceptance to Carnegie Mellon for electrical engineering, my dad congratulated me, then asked if I'd looked at Victoria's trophy case recently. They weren't neglectful. They covered the basics. But the difference in treatment between us was extreme. College became my escape. I met Maya at a hackathon sophomore year. She worked in software development, had sharp humor, and actually laughed at my jokes. On our third date, I mentioned my family dynamic. She stared at me like I'd said I believed in aliens. Wait, so they clearly favor your sister, and you're just okay with that? I'm used to it, I said. We got married after graduation. My parents came, but spent most of the reception talking to Maya's family about Victoria's PR career. They joked about how surprised they were that someone agreed to be with me. People laughed. 2 years later, Maya and I had our son, Noah. Holding him, I made a silent promise that he'd never question his worth. My parents visited for about an hour, brought a stuffed animal, took 4 photos, and left. That same week, my mom called 6 times asking if I'd heard from Victoria. Her boyfriend wasn't answering. Fast forward 3 years. Victoria and her husband Elliot had Olivia. My parents drove 4 hours to stay with them for 10 days. My dad used vacation time. My mom brought a custom baby book with silver lettering that read "Our First Granddaughter." Noah had already existed for 3 years. The pattern was permanent. Christmas morning, it was obvious someone had forgotten half the family. Noah's achievements got polite nods. Olivia's basic efforts earned applause. Even so, I focused on building a stable home. Maya and I emphasized real achievement. My career grew too. I joined a cybersecurity firm and became VP of engineering. Victoria jumped from PR job to PR job with excuses my parents happily repeated. Bad bosses, unfair teams, anything that kept her image polished. When Noah was 14, he won a regional coding competition. He received $5,000 and a local newspaper feature. My parents called to congratulate him, then immediately asked if I could send them $3,000 to help Victoria with a temporary cash issue. I refused. My mom cried and said she didn't raise me to abandon family. I convinced myself I'd accepted the situation. I had my own family, my own life. I didn't need their approval. The last Thanksgiving before Noah's graduation, we were all at my parents' place. Olivia complained her iPhone was 2 generations old. My mom instantly offered to buy her the newest version. When Noah mentioned he was saving for a better laptop for college applications, my dad said it was good character building. Olivia got a $1,200 phone that weekend. Noah kept saving. Turns out I'd been lying to myself for 17 years. Then one Tuesday in late April, Noah called me while I was in a security briefing. "Dad, they just called me to the office. I'm valedictorian, 4.0 GPA, full scholarship to MIT. It's official." I felt instant pride. My son, the kid who spent 4 years juggling AP classes, coding competitions, robotics team, debate club. This was his moment. "That's amazing," I said. "We're throwing you a celebration that'll make your graduation party look small." Maya and I started planning right away. Beautiful venue with mountain views, caterers, DJ, professional photos, everything. Then, almost as a courtesy, I called my parents. "Mom, Noah just found out he's valedictorian, 4.0 GPA, full scholarship to MIT. Pause. "Well, that's nice. He's always been academic." My chest tightened, but I kept going. "We're planning a big celebration. We'd like you both to come." Another pause. "Oh, did Victoria call you?" "No. Why would she? Olivia just became cheer captain for her junior year. The coach says she shows leadership potential. We're thrilled. She's worked so hard." I rubbed my forehead. "That's great for Olivia. But what does that have to do with Noah's party?" Her next sentence cut through decades of patience. "We were thinking it might be better if you didn't make such a big event out of Noah's academic thing right now. Olivia deserves her moment. Noah always achieves things. This is special for her." I nearly dropped the phone. "Mom, are you asking me not to celebrate my son becoming valedictorian with a full ride to MIT? Not forever. Just postpone it a few weeks. We're having a celebration for Olivia this Saturday. You should come. Noah can share his news there." I don't remember the rest. When I hung up, I sat in my office, anger tightening like ice. Maya found me an hour later. I told her everything. We didn't notice Noah in the doorway. MIT acceptance letter in his hand. Something wrong with the party? I didn't lie. Your grandparents think we should postpone it. Olivia made cheer captain and they're worried about timing. He went quiet, then nodded. Because her thing matters more? Same as always. Hearing my son say that broke something in me. 17 years, and he had already accepted their hierarchy. But then I noticed his expression. Not sad, not hurt, just annoyed. "You know what, Dad? Forget it. Have the party anyway." I saw myself in him, someone who filed things away. That night, Maya and I stayed up planning the event and re-examining years of family behavior. Around midnight, my phone buzzed. Victoria. She never called unless she needed something. "Hey, Mom told me about Noah's college thing. Congrats, or whatever. Thanks. About Saturday, Mom might have made it sound optional, but it isn't. Olivia's had low self-esteem lately. She needs the family there. Do you understand?" Her tone hit every buried nerve I had. "So you're telling me that attending Olivia's cheer captain celebration is mandatory, but Noah's valedictorian party should wait so it doesn't overshadow her?" "Don't be dramatic. It's just a weekend. Noah has plenty of chances to celebrate. He's going to MIT. Olivia needs this win." "Victoria. He's valedictorian, full scholarship, top of his class. That's great for him, really. But Olivia had a tough year. She didn't make honor roll again. Elliot lost his job. She needs support. As her uncle, you should want that. As her uncle, I do support her. As Noah's father, I'm not postponing his celebration." "Wow, Mom's right. Maya's turned you selfish. Good to know." Victoria never liked Maya, mostly because Maya openly recognized the family's patterns. She never forgave her for it. "Leave Maya out of this." "Why? She clearly puts ideas in your head. Before her, you had no issue with the family. Now you think you're better than us. Remember when I lost my job 3 years ago? You sent me $5,000. Now you can't even come to support your niece? That was before you used guilt to control everyone. I'm not using anything. I'm asking for basic support. But fine, don't come. Just know Olivia will remember this. She'll remember you didn't show up. I'm ending this call. We're having Noah's party. You're invited. If you don't come, that's your choice. If you do this, you'll regret it. Mom and Dad will be crushed, and don't expect Olivia to forgive you for ruining her day. She hung up. I sat there holding my phone. Maya walked in. I heard she blamed me. Of course, you're always the easy target. Maya sat down. I'm proud of you. You finally drew a line. Yeah, I said, and I'm about to draw another one. The next morning, I drove to my parents' house without calling. My dad opened the door, confused. Bruno, it's Wednesday. Shouldn't you be at work? I took the morning off. We need to talk about Noah, about Saturday, about everything. His face tightened. Your mother said you were upset about the scheduling. That doesn't begin to cover it. Mom walked in, saw my expression, and her smile disappeared. Bruno, before you say anything, understand we aren't being unreasonable. You ask me not to celebrate my son becoming valedictorian because it might overshadow Olivia becoming cheer captain. She set her cup down. We ask you to postpone a few weeks. That's not unreasonable. What circumstances justify that? That Victoria's daughter achieves something and my son shouldn't. Dad stepped forward. No one said Noah can't celebrate. We just think the timing matters. Olivia's been struggling. Noah has worked for this for 4 years, I said. Perfect grades, led robotics to state. Full scholarship to one of the best engineering programs in the country. And you want me to downplay it because Olivia became cheer captain? Mom removed her glasses slowly. You're being dramatic. We're just considering your niece's feelings. When have you ever considered Noah's? I asked. When have you celebrated his achievements with even half the enthusiasm you give Olivia? Silence. Mom's face hardened. This is Maya's influence. Before her, you understood the family dynamic. You forgot Noah's 13th birthday because of Victoria's move. You skipped his robotics championship for Olivia's recital. Last Christmas, he got a $50 gift card, while Olivia received a $1,500 laptop. They both looked shocked, as if hearing these examples for the first time. Those were scheduling conflicts, my dad said, like he always did. No, I told him. It's a pattern, the same one you created when raising Victoria and me. My mom straightened her posture. We did our best with you and your sister. If you've been holding on to some imagined insult all these years, that's your issue. I let out a small laugh, without any humor. Mom, these aren't imagined. They're clear, repeated signs of favoritism. Dad's tone shifted. We've already planned Olivia's celebration for Saturday. The whole family will be there. We thought Noah could share his news during the event. That way, everyone gets recognized. That's more than fair. My frustration spiked. Right, that's your solution. If you're going to be difficult, my mom said tightly, maybe you should skip Saturday altogether. Something in me gave way. Quietly, but fully. No, I said calmly. We're hosting Noah's party. A proper one. He deserves to be celebrated, with or without you. Then it will be without us, Dad replied, since you clearly don't care about family unity. I turned toward the door, paused, and looked back. You know what's actually sad? Noah is an exceptional kid. Smart, dedicated, kind. And you've been so focused on supporting Victoria and Olivia that you've never taken the time to know him. That loss is yours, not his. I left, hands shaking on the steering wheel as I drove. I felt awful and relieved at the same time, like I'd finally set down a weight I didn't realize I'd been carrying. I called Maya. It's done. They won't be at Noah's party. How bad was it? About what you'd expect. They think I'm being dramatic. Victoria will hear about it soon. Good, Maya said. Let them deal with it. At home, Noah was studying. I told him his grandparents weren't attending. He nodded, shrugged, and said, "Honestly, that's fine. Now we can have the party we actually want. Grandma always makes everything too formal." I laughed. "You're not wrong. And now," he added, "I don't have to pretend to be excited about Olivia's cheerleading updates." Win-win indeed. We threw ourselves into planning the best graduation celebration we could. Maya found a mountain venue with incredible views. We hired a skilled photographer and a DJ who understood variety. Invitations went out to people who had consistently supported Noah, friends from robotics and debate, teachers who invested in him, peers from coding competitions. Maya's brother Julian flew in from Seattle with his family. My college roommate Sean drove up from Boston. Maya's parent, who always treated Noah like their own, came early to help set up. The guest list reflected people who had been present for Noah over the years. Not present, my parents, Victoria, Elliot, or Olivia. Graduation day itself felt tense. I saw my parents and Victoria sitting far from us, making no effort to approach. During Noah's valedictorian speech, he talked about perseverance and surrounding yourself with people who see your potential rather than competitors. I caught my mom's eye across the crowd. She looked away. The party the following Saturday was perfect. Noah was surrounded by people who genuinely cared about him. Maya's parents gave a heartfelt toast. Julian shared college stories that had Noah laughing. Sean's kids presented Noah with a handmade trophy labeled Actual Favorite Grandson. One of Noah's teachers told me, "Your son is remarkable. In 20 years, I've never seen someone combine intellect and work ethic like he does. You should be proud." I was. Around 8 p.m., I got a text from an unfamiliar number. My Aunt Monica. Saw the party photos. It looked wonderful. "Your mother called me upset, but I want you to know you did the right thing. Some patterns need to end." Maya rested her head on my shoulder. "We did good," she said. "We did," I agreed. "No regrets." Back at work Monday, Victoria texted, "Mom's in tears. Dad won't speak to anyone. Hope you're happy." More texts followed in the next 2 weeks. I was tearing the family apart. Olivia was confused. I had always been selfish. Maya had turned me against them. My actions were raising Dad's blood pressure. Maya was a gold digger. I blocked her on day 12. Summer moved quickly. Noah prepared for MIT, organizing his dorm with impressive precision. We began house hunting, found a place with 5 acres and a mountain view, and closed in August. We moved just before Noah left. Contact with my parents faded completely. No calls or messages. Not on the 4th of July, not for birthdays, nothing. Victoria remained silent, which honestly made life easier. Thanksgiving was spent with Maya's family in Portland. Christmas was the 3 of us in a quiet cabin, skiing and avoiding drama. It was the calmest holiday season I could remember. Noah thrived at MIT, regularly video calling to share updates on classes, projects, and his roommate from Singapore. Life felt noticeably lighter, without trying to win approval from people determined not to give it. Then, one evening in March, almost a year after graduation, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. I almost ignored it, but answered. "Bruno, it's Elliot. We had spoken maybe 10 times in 15 years. "This is unexpected," I said. "Yeah, I know things with your family have been strained, but I need to talk to you. Could we meet for coffee? Just the 2 of us." "What's this about?" I'd rather explain in person. It's important. We met 2 days later in Burlington. Elliot looked worn, thinner, tired, clothes rumpled. "Thanks for coming," he said. "I wasn't sure you would. I'm mostly here out of curiosity." He gave a humorless laugh. "That's fair. I'll get to the point. I lost my job 8 months ago and haven't found anything since. We're drowning financially. Victoria won't accept it, but we're close to losing the house." I listened, unsure why he was telling me this. "Your parents have been covering our mortgage for 6 months," he continued. "Car payments, credit cards, around $70,000 total." I set my coffee down. 70,000. They're pulling from retirement accounts. Your dad even mentioned selling their house. The pattern, the same one from decades, continued. "Why are you telling me?" "Because they want to invest in your company," he said. "At least $50,000. They think they can recover what they spent." I nearly laughed. "Elliot, I'm the CTO, not the CEO. I don't make those decisions." "They know that. But they also know your CEO trusts you. They want you to recommend them as investors. So they want me to help them regain the money they used to support Victoria?" Elliot winced. "When you put it that way, is there another way?" I asked. He rubbed his face. "Look, I get how bad this sounds. I told Victoria it was a terrible idea, but your parents are desperate. And so am I. I have a daughter who doesn't understand why we can't afford her activities, and a wife who thinks everything will fix itself if we get the right break. How much does Victoria know about your honesty? She knows I'm meeting you. She doesn't know how bad it is. Elliot, I think you're a reasonable person in a difficult situation, but Victoria made her choices. So did my parents, and their choices have consequences." He stood, placed a 20 on the table, and said, "I figured this would be your answer. I can't blame you. For what it's worth, I always thought the way they treated you and Noah was wrong. Victoria just didn't want to hear it." "Family dynamics," I said. "That's one phrase for it. Take care of yourself, Bruno. And good luck. Victoria doesn't handle rejection well." He left, and I processed everything on the way home. When I explained it to Maya, she stared for a moment. "You're joking." "Nope, 70 grand and counting, and they want me to help them invest." Maya laughed. The audacity. "Exactly. What are you going to do?" "I'm going to do nothing," I said. "I'm not helping, and I'm not engaging. They made their choice. What if they escalate?" "Then they escalate. I'm done." The escalation came sooner than expected. 2 weeks after meeting Elliot, my mom called, her first direct contact in a year. "Bruno, we need to talk about helping your sister." No greeting, no acknowledgement of the silence. "No, we don't," I said. "Excuse me?" "No, we don't need to discuss it. She's in trouble. The family needs to help her. You've already given them $70,000. How much more are you planning to pull from retirement?" Silence. "So Elliot told you?" she finally said. "He did. What I want to know is why you think I'd help you recover that money." "Because we're family. When times are hard, we support each other." "Funny," I said, "because when Noah needed support, you told me he didn't matter as much as Olivia." "That's not what we said." I ended the call and blocked her number too. Maya found me outside later. "That sounded intense. She tried guilt. It didn't work." "Good, but I doubt that's the end." She was right. 3 days later, my CEO Cameron called. Someone rarely contacts me unless it's serious. "Bruno, something strange happened today," he said. "What's going on?" "I got a call from a woman claiming to be your mother. She said there were concerns about your mental health and whether you were fit to continue in your role."